All right, but that's gonna be in the future. That's gonna be in the future. This is the part of the episode where we're actually gonna get into the whiskey in front of us. Booker's Batch 2021-03 Bardstown Batch. The unopenable bottle from last year is finally opened. This particular bottle is bottled at 62.75% alcohol by alcohol ABV. Don't know why I couldn't say that. It is, which translates to 125 and a half proof. It is aged 6 years, 5 months, and 0 days. Don't know why they had to signify 0 days, but that's the thing with Bookers. They get very technical. If you read their little cards that come in the box here, it gets very technical. They tell you exactly what percentage of what comes from what floor and what rack house. So, I mean, it's just almost like a little too, like, come on, man. Like, you don't have to give us all that information. We know it's good stuff. We know it's quality. We believe you. All right? We believe you. And again, I bought this bottle for $79.99. It's the only reason I bought it was because I knew that was a really good price, and I probably wouldn't find it for that cheap ever. Matter of fact, the place where I bought this has recently upped their Booker's price by $10. Now they're all $89.99 instead of $79.99. And I've seen this in the wild, at other liquor stores for as much as like $150. So pretty solid fluctuation there, but I got it for a good price. I wanted it. I bought it. I had it on Thanksgiving and I didn't like it. So this has been sitting in the Glencairn now for maybe 20 minutes. So it's had plenty of time to air out. I can already kind of smell it. Let's see what we go. We'll see what we got here. Let's give it a nose. Yeah, that's got it's the very oaky. Very oaky. That is more like the characteristics of a Booker's bourbon. Peanuts on this one. Not as much as the Granny's batch. This definitely has a peanut-y nose to it, though. Little caramel. Get some grape. At first, I got green apple, but now I don't. A little bit of like burnt brown sugar. A little bit of caramel. A little bit. I get grape in there. It doesn't smell like a dark fruit. It smells like a darker light fruit, like a grape. Maybe raisins. It's the transition from the grape to the raisin. That's what I'm smelling. Warm baked multigrain bread. I was hanging out with Kale the other night. We're sniffing a new whiskey. I'm like, "What do you get?" And he asked me what I get, and I tell him, and I go, "What do you get?" And he goes, "Warm baked multigrain bread." Classic throwback to a classic moment on Who Gives a Dram history. Yeah, the nose isn't bad on this. It's not particularly my favorite. It's not as peanutty as what I associate Booker's and Jim Beam with in general, but it's got a charred oak. It's definitely got like a wood chip smell to it. It's for sure got a darker presence than the tag along batch. This is grapes or raisins, however you want to put it, mixed with some burnt sugar, brown sugar, and it's kind of like if you toasted a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart and put like some grape jelly on it without sugar in it, though, just like mushed up grapes or even like raisins. It's like this is a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart toasted, obviously. If you don't toast Pop-Tarts, you're insane. With raisins on it. And then you throw it in like you just throw it in like a pile of wood chips for like I don't know, 15 minutes, but you don't eat it with the wood chips on. You just kind of or maybe like an hour. So it really soaks up the smell of the wood chips, of the fresh wood chips, almost like mulch. I don't get mulch on the nose here, but you get what I'm saying. It does have more of a wood smell. But I do get some of those, like, there's a little bit of a lighter aspect on there, too. Not much, but it's there. A little bit of like a brighter, I got like an appleiness to it. Not nothing major, but definitely there. It's good. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell as bad as I thought it was gonna smell, but we have to taste it because the last time I tasted this, and I think it's just because I took too big of a gulp, I gagged. And that's not saying this is a bad whiskey. I'm just saying that's what happened. So hopefully that doesn't happen now. Cheers, everybody. Episode 74. Who gives a dram? Booker's Bardstown batch. Let's see what we think. First sip of whiskey of the day always goes down hot, and it doesn't help that this is fucking barrel proof. It stays in your. It's got a big finish. I got a lot of wood on this. Just like, I guess charred oak, but it's almost like more potent, like a wood chip. I don't get a lot of peanuts though. It's definitely more wood and oak than like that peanut brittle or peanuts. I gotta take another sip of that. Ooh, on the second one, yeah, a bit more peanutty. Chocolate tastes like peanut butter and Nutella a little bit. I'm not a Nutella guy, by the way. I don't put Nutella on anything. I don't eat Nutella. If I'm gonna spread something, it's gonna be peanut butter. It's not gonna be Nutella. I'm the type of guy. This makes my mouth salivate. Jesus. I'm the type of guy where I could just eat peanut butter out of the jar and I could have like half of it in a sitting if I was hungry enough. I love peanut butter, but I don't like the peanut profile in my whiskey. So, to each their own. This isn't really peanuts. This is more like. It's got like a peanut butter Nutella type of peanut butter chocolate vibe going on there. Again, wood, oak. The corn, kind of like a cracked corn. It's very like what I'm getting from this. It's very like natural. Like I don't know. That's what they're going for always with whiskey. I mean, there's no to a bourbon you can't add any flavoring or coloring to it by law. So it's a natural product. But this just tastes like it's straight. This is a very earthy pour. But it's not earthy like dirt or like when I think earthy, I think like peat or grass or dirt or, in good ways. This is like fresh wood, oak, charred oak. I get that peanut butter chocolate type of feeling in there as well. That was different. That's maple syrup. Heavy maple syrup on that one. Very spicy on the back. Coats your mouth well, but it's all like a black pepper on the back here. This is basically like a chocolate peanut butter wood oak with black pepper sprinkled over the top. Like if you were just take like a board and put if you were to take like a board and put peanut butter and Nutella on it, and then take black pepper out of like a normal shaker, just sprinkle it with black pepper, and then put some like a little bit of vanilla extract in there, like put cracked corn to a cheese grater so it's a little sprinkled on there. This is just it's different. It's different. However, I will say I don't hate it. It's different in a good way. This definitely isn't as good as the tag along batch in my eyes, but I don't like. I'll reach for this now. Now that I've done it on the podcast, and I know I don't hate it, I'll reach for this in certain times. Um, I'm just not a fan of like that overly woody note. There is a bit of a brittle peanut butter, as we've been saying. So it's just not my cup of tea for the most part. I mean, again, I don't hate it. It's just very, very. It's got a lot of darker notes, and not dark in a good way to me. It doesn't have. I don't get that nice like plum or raisin, or dark stoned fruits that I get on like High West Midwinter Night's Dram, for example. To go back to High West, it's just it's a lot of just darker earthy notes, mixed in with that peanut butter chocolate on the palate, but it's still like fresh wood shavings, oak, that earthiness, like if you're literally if you were gonna lick a piece of wood. That was the weirdest taste and smell description I've ever given, but nonetheless, that's what I smell and that's what I taste. And I'm always gonna be honest with you guys. What's it say on the card? See what it says on the card. It says, this batch has the matured amber color you've come to expect from our well-aged cask strength Booker's bourbon. You experience nice brown sugar and caramel aromas with a hint of charred oak when you lift a glass of this batch to your nose, and the sweet caramel character continues in the taste along with some bakery spice. It was a hot, humid day in Kentucky when I selected this batch, but the full-bodied taste will make it an ideal pour as the weather starts to turn crisp in the months ahead. With a clean, pleasant finish, this batch is as inviting as the town that it's named for. Welcome to Booker's Bardstown batch. I don't get a hint. I do not get a hint of charred oak. I get a lot of charred oak, a lot of wood, a lot of just oak in general. But yeah, they kind of nailed it with it. I mean, it's not caramel. It's more peanutty than caramel, but they got it. They got it down pat. This is good. I mean, this isn't. I don't want to hate on this anymore. I'd probably take this over the Granny's batch, and from what I know now, I bought this for $79.99, and MSRP is probably around $90 if I had to guess. So a good price I got it for. This is a limited release, obviously, so you can't really find this anymore. It's not as good as any other barrel proof offering that I've had. Doesn't touch Elijah Craig, doesn't touch Larceny, doesn't touch Rare Breed, doesn't touch Stag. Like, it doesn't touch any of those really, really nice barrel proof bourbons. But it's good. It's a good offering. It's different, and it's definitely stands alone in what it's trying to do. I'm going to give this an 8.4. Solid pour. I'm glad I picked it up. If I saw it for $79.99, I'd probably pick it up again. But there's other whiskeys that I'm going to reach for above this. I think 8.4 is a solid score. It's definitely something that, like, if you find this for a good price, or even for MSRP, especially if you enjoy the tasting notes that I just said, then I'd recommend picking this up. But for me, if I saw I'd probably pick up a Rare Breed before I pick this up, if I'm being totally honest. And that's just that. So, 8.4, Booker's Bardstown batch, 2021-03. And that's the review.